Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and in this part I'm going to show you how to do this section, and as you can see it's a nice big wide section, and that was what I was aiming for with this. Some sections are smaller, some sections are larger, but this one is quite big. It's also a little more lacy than all the others, but that's fine. I wanted to have different textures as well. So this part actually took 100 grams of this yarn. So I'm going to do the swatch with the other green, which is this one that we did the bubbles with, because I'm not sure if I've got any more of this left. I have to have a good search, but that's what I'm going to do on the swatch anyway. I'm also not going to make the swatch as wide as this. I'm going to just show you the repeats, and that will be it. So just bear with me 1 second while I clear this away and we'll get started. But before that, if you're new to this crochet along, all of the previous ones are in the description box, right-handed and left-handed. So they're there for you if you want to give it a go and start along with us. So I'm just going to pause it then while I clear all my stuff away and we can get started. Okay, so I'm just going to join my yarn the way I always do, and hopefully your stitch count's going to work out okay at the end of this row. If not, as always, we will overcome that. Okay, so I'm going to do just one UK double crochet in each stitch along, just as I normally do, and this is did I say this is my right side? So I'm going to carry on and do one in each. I will pause the video then and catch up with you once I get to the other end. Okay, so I've made it all the way to the end. Apologies if you can hear a noise every now and then, that is the freezer. So in the first stitch, I'm going to do the stack stitch, and that will get me up to the height of a UK treble, which obviously is a US double crochet. So I'm going to, this is slightly different at the ends as it is in the middle. So I'm going to skip one and do a granny cluster in the next one. So I'm skip this one, and in here I'm going to do 3 UK treble crochets. I'm going to skip 2, and in the next one I'm going to do 3 again. Okay, just bear with me a second. I'm getting a bit of yarn bath happening. Okay, so I'm going to skip 2, and in the third one, a granny cluster. So I'm going to do that all the way to the last few stitches. That's my repeat for this row. Skip 2 and 3 in the third one. So I'm going to pause the video then. I will catch up with you once I've done my row of these clusters. Okay, so I've made it to the end. Now, as I said to you before, some of us will lose a stitch here and there. Some of us will gain a stitch. We'll just make our ends work because there's an awful lot going on in this blanket. So we don't want to be worrying about one stitch here or there. Also, some of the stitches I use, you know, may be for a repeat of 3, some may be for a repeat of 2, but the two ends of our blanket are far enough away for it to not look in any way wrong. But this one has worked out for me, so skip 2, put 1 in the next stitch, and skip 1, just as we did at the beginning, and 1 in the last stitch. So if that doesn't work out for you, you can have skip 2, or just put 1 in the end, as long as you account for it on this row. You know what I didn't do? Actually, go back. I was very naughty there. At the end of this, I need to chain 1 and do a stitch. Do I need to chain 1? Did I chain? No, I didn't chain 1, did I? I'm getting confused with this row that I'm about to do. Just ignore me, guys. That was me having a little bit of a brain ache. Okay, it happens. So going to leave that in. I mean, we all make little boo-boos, don't we? So now we have to account for all of our stitches that we have. So the first one again will be a stack to get up to the height of a UK treble. And we have this stitch here, so we need to chain one. That's where the chain one comes in. Now, to get that kind of look that we had in the video, the blanket, which is this look. It's a very big blanket to bring in and show you now. We are going to treble, or if it's a US double, treble 3 together in these 3 stitches. So we're going to yarn over, go into the first one and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 and stop there. Yarn over, go into the next one of our cluster, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 and stop there. Yarn over, go into the next one of our cluster and pull up a loop, pull through 2 of those and stop there. So we've got 4 on our hook. Yarn over and pull through them all. Okay, and we're going to chain, whoops, I'll split that then. That's the trouble with cotton, it can do that. I don't quite know what's happened there. There we go. And we're going to chain 2. And now we're going to do the same in this one. So we're going to go in, pull up our loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Round again into the next one, pull up our loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over again into the next one, pull up our loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through all of those and chain 2. And that is what we're going to do all the way along. So we're going to yarn over, do one more with you, and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. And in the next one, yarn over and pull up our loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, in the next one, pull up our loop and through 2. So in these 4, we pull through all 4 of those and chain 2. Okay, we're going to do that all the way along till we get to the end. So I will catch up with you. I'm going to pause the video and I will catch up with you when we've got a couple of stitches remaining. Okay, so I'm on my last one. I'm going to pull through my 4, and instead of chaining 2, I have 1 chain here to contend with, and I'm going to put 1 in my very last stitch of my project. Okay, so that I'm going to refer to this as pennies from heaven. So if I say you need to do pennies from heaven, you'll know it's these 2 rows. They are the pennies from heaven. Okay, so we're going to turn our work, and I've got a nice join. Not a very nice join. No, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to do my chain and cinch it down, and I'm going to go in to the first stitch and do a UK double crochet. We've got a chain space, so I'm going to go and do 1 in that chain space, and I'm going to put 1 in the top of our penny, and there are 2 chains here, so I'm going to put 2 in this chain space, and then there's 1 here in the top of our penny, and I'm going to put 2 in our 2 chain space. So we're kind of bringing our stitch count back up. 1 in our penny, just like that. I will work over the tail. And 2 in the chain space. That is then our repeat, and that's what it's going to look like. Obviously it won't look as bulky as that, but I won't be working over a big fat tail. Okay, so I'm going to catch up with you then. I'll pause the video and I will catch up with you here when we get to the last couple of stitches, and I'll show you how we end off. Okay, so I'm almost at the end. I have 1 in my very last penny and 1 in the chain space, and then 1 in the end stitch. Okay, so what I want you to do is repeat these 3 rows. So you repeat the penny and this UK double crochet row. Repeat those and I'll come back to you and show you what to do next. Okay, so imagine then I have this repeated, because obviously I don't want to use up all my yarn. I'm going to turn my work, and we're now making that larger section that's between. So we're making this part. Okay, it's hard to bring that in now, it's got so big. But how we do that is by making, I'm going to do my chain and cinch it down, because I'm making half trebles, which are half doubles in the US. So I'm just going to do one in every single stitch all the way along, and I'm going to do that for 2 rows. So we want 2 rows of UK half trebles, US half doubles. Okay, nice and simple, one in every stitch. And guess what I'm going to say? I shall pause the video then, because it'll be a bit tedious watching me do this, and I will catch up with you guys once we have 2 rows of UK half trebles or US half double crochets. Okay, so now I've got my 2 rows of half trebles. I'm going to do a row of UK double crochets. So just as we started with that, we'll end with that as well. So just nice and simple, one in each one all the way to the end. Nice and simple. I think it just kind of completes that section of solid kind of close work. Okay, so again I shall pause this and catch up with you once I have got to the end. Okay, so now we've done this part, we're going to repeat the pennies pattern twice more. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the whole of that section we will repeat, and you will finish on a right side row. Okay, so we're just going to repeat this whole section. We're not going to repeat this again. So we will end on this row like a double crochet row. And so it'll be the row of clusters, the row of 3 togethers making our pennies from heaven, and then one more row of UK doubles, exactly as we have done in that bottom section. So that's just going to repeat that part then. And you don't really, I don't think, need me to do that with you. So for me, yeah, I think I have finished on the right side row. So I'm going to end off there, and I will catch up with you again on the next section. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.